7 o'clock hour always brings us our major conversation, and more often than not, we tend to focus around things happening in River State, in Port Harcourt. But today, a very interesting comment yesterday that I found, and I'd like to bring it to our attention because it's a very interesting conversation that we had, I think it was earlier this year or sometime late last year. Though it was on Sunday, and had a bit of a religious connotation to it. But today, it's a totally different angle that we're taking the subject matter. It has to do with population. Yes. So start off the report here as to why and how this industry as a country. So I'm reading from the Punch newspaper, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo, made a cry. It says the former president has warned against population explosion in the country. Whoa, pause, time out. First things first. Now, if you haven't noticed, or maybe he didn't know, our population has been, in quote, exploding for a while. It's not just now. It's been there whilst he was president back in 2009. The population was teeming. It was breaking literally at the seams. In fact, we have one of the highest, if not the highest, employable population in Africa right now. We have people, industries who are looking for what we have, right, in terms of human capacity now, so that the workforce, so that the economy can be better developed. That's the quagmire we are in. There's potential, but it's not translating into reality. But anyway, moving on. So I'm looking at the worldometer right now, and according to this estimation, it's a computer generated estimation taking into factor information from 1950 to 2020 of death rates, population growth, birth rate, and all those things, right? And it estimates, right, that the population right now is 211 million. 211 million in Nigeria. 211 million. Now, the Nigeria 2020 population was estimated to be at about 206 million people as at the mid-year, as at July of last year, which means somehow during lockdown, remember we had that conversation, during lockdown where we had reports of more sexual abuse, more sexual violence, yada, 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 and also there were a lot of people who got pregnant during that period. So listen, once again, 2020, the population was estimated to be 206,139,000 and about 589 individuals mid-year, about this time. Well, as of today, mid-year 2021, the population is 211 million. So somehow Nigerians added 4 million plus people into the country. New babies. 4 million. 4 million. Now, the population density in Nigeria is about 226 per kilometer, all right? And the total land area is 900,777 kilometers square. Those of you who know geography, you understand what that means. Now, this is the big one for us. The average age, the median age, that's the middle age, the most common age right now in Nigeria is 18.1. 18.1. That means it's a young population. So our population is young. 52% of our population is in urban areas. So Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Abuja, Benin, Eket, Uyo, Aba, Owerri. That's where Onitsha, Warri, Asaba, Yenegua. That's where you have the most population. Most of us Nigerians are in these areas. Now, let's come home to River State. I'm going to give you about 4 or 5 cities in the country and look at the major population, the major cities and by population. All right. So number one, obviously, Lagos. Some estimates have it between 9 to 10 million people. Kano, comes in second with about 4 million, 3.6 million. Ibadan is 3.5 million people. Kaduna, 1.5. And Port Harcourt, 1.148 million people. And Benin is the close sixth with 1.12 million people. Then places that don't have a lot of population: Warri, 500,000 people. Okene, just under 500,000 people. Uyo, about 400,000+. Mina, 209,000. One of my favorite places that I've ever visited, and I love the place so much because of the nice fish that they have. Buguma, 135,000 people. And you'll be like, what? Buguma has 135,000 people? Buguma here? Okrika has about 133,000 people? Really? Where are all these people living? Where do they all jam themselves up into? But Obasanjo is saying that we should be careful because population explosion is going to hit the country. But sir, we added 4 million already in just 1 year. Let's take us back a few years ago. We're not too far off. We're not too far off. About 2000, we were 120 million. Back in the year 2000, 120 million. So, in just about a decade, 2 decades, right? This is 2021. In just about 2 decades, Nigeria doubled or almost doubling its population. That means a lot of people are just having children left, right, and center. Some say it's for good, some say it's for the bad, some say it's neither here nor there. Whether it's neither here or there is not the question. The question for us this morning, as we sink our teeth into, is: do we need laws finally to control our population? Do we need to? A few weeks ago or months ago, I remember sharing the story with you of how China is lifting its population restriction, saying, okay, now you can have 2 from the very strict 1 that they had for almost half a century, if not a century. So they've lifted it up. But do we have the same capacity as China? China's landmass is huge. If you think Nigeria is big, Nigeria is not very big as compared to China. Texas is comparable in size to some parts of Nigeria, and that's just one state in the US, Texas alone. So, for us Port Harcourt people this morning, I'm asking, is it time that we as people start to think about laws to actively watch our population? If between lockdown of last year and this year, 4-point-something million babies joined us. People that don't have a care in the world. All they do is wake up, eat, sleep, rest, suckle on mommy's breast. Then we go and pat them. Mommy, we drop them, baby, boo-boo. We hug them and kiss them. But in the next few years, these individuals will be looking for jobs, looking for schools to attend, hospitals to go to. They'll be looking for recreational centers. They would also be looking for life partners. In just about 2 decades, we have nearly doubled our population. Isn't it time that we now start to take this seriously? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0007, and then the female caller line is 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416. WhatsApp is available. Please send your messages there. And Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH. When you call in, please do well to turn down the volume of your radio set, or you step away from the radio set. We're talking about population explosion this morning. Is it time for us to start to take a very close look and then restrict our population? Is it time? Azubike is joining us this morning. Good morning, Azubike.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
This number is just mentioned. How do we get the statistics? When did they count the census?
That's it.
Numbers of
It's an estimate.
This, for a couple of years, the couple of years, a lot of Syria killings and the Boko Haram bombing down and the killing and the just of recent the number of people that have died. And we are not comparing then and that. Doesn't mean that we don't have we are not subtracted. We are only adding. Because these 211 something, 11.something million people that you just mentioned, I mean, it sounds somehow to me because I've been believing in such numbers.
Yeah,
we should do our statistics very well to know the actual number. And the two, Nigeria cannot regulate how children are being produced or born in the country because government is not caring for anybody. So it's an individual problem, and individuals knows how to manage their born.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Azubike. Ogeri Irumeme, good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome, please.
Right.
Good morning. Welcome.
Okay, about the population.
Yes.
About the population.
Yes.
Pardon?
Yeah, go on, but listen to you, please.
About the population. I think that Nigeria has some boundaries on the child slavery really affecting the country. As you said, this created with everyone come to a place. Look at our current not doing the areas one. There are many youth.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, that line is not very clear. Martins in Agri Road. Good morning, Martins.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome.
Yeah, topic this morning. I want to ask, what is the status of the Yaki using measuring it? Are they using only death rate? What about death rate in this country?
They're using both.
They tell us the death rate also, so that we can compare and contrast, and not by only using statistics to measure the increment in population. I disagree with this increment because the number of deaths in the last decade is more. So we have not heard of the death rates. Then they are always, every day they want to increase the figure of population of the country without recourse to the death rate, which is at least should make people to understand that, look, this is the number of death rate and this is the number of death rate, so that we can compare and contrast and get the exact figure. And all this way they are the every day. I'm not convinced with this.
Martins, the way it's calculated is birth rate and death rate are also considered in the release of statistics. That's how it's done. All right, Mufasa, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome, please.
Yes, just like the consent of some of the callers who have just spoken. The thing is, how did you get data? How did you get statistics of the figures that have been projected? The last time we had a census in this country, I can't even remember. So before we can begin to even speak on numbers, let us have an accurate, if not a perfect one, something that is close to being perfect. Because to a long extent, or to a large extent, it will help us in planning our developmental, arrangements. So in as much as I know that Nigeria is the most populous, black nation in the world, and there's every need to control our population because the amount or number of resources that we have, of course, cannot cater for the number of people that we have in this country. But then again, let us have a sensor so that we cannot be projecting based on congestion and all of that. People will not begin to take this thing seriously unless we do the right thing. And the right thing is conduct a census, get a figure that can stand the test of logic. To not begin to say, okay, we have to have a number, let us plan with it, or let us begin to control the number of people we bring into this world, so that we can take care of the population of the country.
Okay, all right, Mufasa, thank you very much. Zion is in GRA. Good morning, Zion.
How the figures were gotten is not my concern. I'm not even interested in that. But I'm interested on the figure given. That is the discourse. For the former president to be ampering on our population and try to discourage lovers, not to ask.
Wow, did you see that coming?
I will say he himself is not sincere to himself. How many children does he have? Can he tell us, this population?
Okay.
See, let me be honest to you, the population of Nigeria is even too small for my liking.
For a country with struggling finances and infrastructure?
Who told you we are struggling financially?
Okay.
Who told you that? Have you peeped into the account of some certain individuals close to you? They whooping billions in their account? Your sister from Bayelsa, Desiani, do you know how much in her account?
That's just one. But that's just one person. We cannot compare.
See, that is only one that is made known to you.
Yeah, but can we compare Desiani to Alawari, for example, who is in Yenagoatu, who probably only has 10,000 naira in her account as we speak?
It is because of you don't want to be productive. See, let me be honest to you. The population of Nigeria is too small, and that is why we are having problems everywhere. If we can increase our population size, we increase the number of intellectuals, we increase the number of productivity, we increase the number of political class and agitators in the environment, and that alone will give an equality. Don't forget, some areas are being accused that houses were also meant or counted in the past census to add into their population. Some say that animals like cattle were also counted into their populations. Is it not so? That is to tell you that the population of Nigeria is too small.
But if those things, Zion, just before I let you go now, because somebody's waiting on the line, but if those things are actually true, that cattle was added and whatnot, most of those things are not true. But if let's assume they are true, right? Is 1 million, right, a number that people should ignore? Because if you add 1 million, right, to a population, that's significant. Whether it's true or false is significant. So that means if this number is increasing on every angle, it means that something is actually happening. Like you said, there's a lot of coitus going on. Don't you think it's enough for us to manage the population?
We should not manage the population. Do you know that the population of Chinese in Nigeria now is increasing? Recently, they told you that they have released that ban. A population that is hitting 1 billion. They now release a ban. Go ahead and give us more children. And those who were affected of that loss, are you also aware that they are being compensated today? People who think don't consider population, they need the population to work.
All right, Zion, thank you very much. Odima is in your affair. We'll address all of that as we go on. Good morning, Odima. Welcome, please.
Yeah, Jude, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Jude, I totally disagree with Zion.
Oh, yes. Go on, please.
After today, the rate at which our population is growing is too much compared to the current economy, the current amount of appropriation that they do in Nigeria. I think we are growing above our means, above that the government can be able to provide for. Dude, having said that, I don't like we talk so many things.
Oh dear. Odima, please, if you can call us once again. If you can return the call, we'd like to get to hear from you. Mark is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think I actually disagree with the other caller, the Zion. It's a simple thing. I think you have to understand when we started adding power to our population. When did it actually start? It was when Nigeria made population one of the factors to determine how much revenue we get from the center. That was when people started adding cows and adding houses and goods to the population so they can attract more from the center. It was not so. So if you reverse that ideology on the basis of share of revenue, it no longer depends on your population. Nobody will add cows. That was what led to it. Now, if you look at a typical family,
let's say you work with Nigerian Info and you're paid 200,000 naira and you have 3 kids. I also work with you as your colleague and I have 5 kids. There is no way my family can fare better than yours. So like Lakola said, when you look at the population versus the revenue, that is the IGR of the country, you understand that the population is growing at a very fast pace that is not commensurate with our growth of revenue. So that's why we are up. Now, is population a bad thing? No, it is not a bad thing. But what is the difference between the Chinese population and the Nigerian population? It is productive population. Population of China is a productive population. Population is just a number. But when you convert the people, the number, to capital, through capital development, you convert them to human resource. It becomes a productive population. Nigeria does not have a productive population. Our population is in number and it is dangerous. So you must convert this population, this number, to a productive population. And it's a process of human capital development. That's what is lacking.
All right, Mark, thank you very much for your contribution. We'll take a break, a very quick one. And when we return, I get to read messages and we'll get back to the phone lines as we start to understand why this is actually a very topical issue. 90.3, hello, Port Harcourt.
Democracy is the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. Nigeria Info opens the mic.
All right, welcome back. Our conversation this hour before we get to the headline news is all about population explosion. Now, our penultimate caller made mention that, hey, the Chinese government or the Chinese group, or rather, the Chinese government or the country itself is relaxing the restriction on population control so that the population can increase. But that is not the entire story, because the reason why that was recently made was because the Chinese population is aging. The Chinese population, the Japanese population, the German population, and a few other populations around the world are aging. In fact, I think, like I said earlier on, Nigeria has one of the youngest and healthiest population on this planet as we speak. Youngest population. The part of being healthiest is debatable, because when you talk about health, you talk about wholesome well-being. But in terms of youth and the age range, we have one of the youngest populations, one of the most vibrant, workforce-enabled population. Yes, but are they being used? So in China, for example, like I said, the population is aging. So more and more people are going to be on retirement benefits. And the country is saying, look, we cannot cope with this huge number. So please, let more children come so that these old ones can be phased. Those young children will come and fill the workforce. It's going to take a longer time. We'll make more billions and trillions of dollars, and then we can take care of them. It's not because they just want to have a huge amount of population. No, it is an intentional decision. And speaking of intention, isn't it time that we start to be intentional with our own population? Now, I can understand if some people don't agree with the figures, 211 million as of today, 200 million, some people say it's even less. Now, let's assume that it's not correct. And the last time we had the census in this country, 2006, and that census placed us at 140 million people. That census. Now, if you don't believe the figures, right, let us look at the experiences we are having as a country all around us. Do you think the number of cars in Port Harcourt has increased in the past 5 years? Do you think the number of schools in your neighborhood has increased in the past 5 or 10 years? Do you think the number of churches and mosques in your area have increased in the past 10 years? And then go to the market squares. Do you think the number of people who are trading at the market junctions are more in the past 10 years? Now, if your answer to all of these questions is a yes, it then means that we are actually increasing in population. And I don't think humans lay eggs and we hatch them. There's a process. We'll come back right after the headline news.
Headline News, Nigeria Info on
92.3.
Headline News.
Hello, good morning. I am Ifemi Andrew. Governor Wike says defection of PDP governors to APC is questionable. Senate to receive briefing today on petroleum industry bill. UK to seek clarification from federal government over legality of arrest of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. The foreign see nearly 200 unmarked graves found near Canada's residential school. World Health Organization declares China malaria-free after 70-year effort. In business, National Pension Commission to begin payment of outstanding pension for retirees owed since 2014. In entertainment, U.S. comedian Bill Cosby leaves prison hours after his sexual assault conviction was overturned by Pennsylvania's Supreme Court. In sports, Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dare cautioned Super Eagles coach Gannett Raw over his attitude towards home-based players. Contact our newsroom on 0818-900-0017. Good morning.
What we do goes beyond bringing you the news. We give you a chance to talk about it. Your opinion, your voice.
This is 92.3 Nigeria Info, Port Harcourt.
Your number one news, talk, and sports radio station.
All right, so welcome back. Hello, Port Harcourt. So our question on this hour: is it time for us to start to take very close consideration and maybe legal steps to manage our population? Now, what are the reasons? What are the benefits of managing a population? Number one, you are better able to disperse resources. You are better able to find out feeding and also shelter for people. Now, once again, like I asked, those questions I asked, if the answer is yes to any of those 4 questions I asked, it then means that our population is growing. Now, let's assume the numbers are inaccurate, but we have from verified sources, particularly here in Port Harcourt, you're using River State now, just after the lockdown. Remember that it was in our news that the most sought after test after the lockdown was called off was the pregnancy test. So that means some of our sisters and mothers got pregnant last year, and by the grace of God, and thankfully for so many of them, they have given birth to lovely children right now who are going to need lovely cars to drive and good homes and fish and bole to have a fantastic healthy lifestyle in this country. 017-923-0002. Chibroma is in Diobu. Good morning, Chibroma.
Yes, Sajid, good morning.
Good morning to you.
You see, said something that we should be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth.
Okay.
Yes, God did everything the way it seems very good. So why am I saying this? I am saying that there are a lot of couples who do not have children.
Okay.
And then they who are very productive, who are massively producing children, are producing this to cover up for those who do not have. So God made this into counterbalance this human reproduction. Like
The vulcanizer in my area here, who has 8 children, a vulcanizer has 8 children. Then the man who owns the front of the house where he's operating is a manager who retired from a multinational who has only 1 child. After looking for children for several years, he was able to get 1.
Okay, but still, does that mean go on, please.
So can you see that the vulcanizer now is covering up for the man?
But it's
the problem we have is not the population, but the problem we have is how to manage the humans and the natural resources. That's just the problem we have in this very side of the world, especially Nigeria.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Andy is calling us all the way from Amba. Good morning, Andy.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
My name is Andy from Amba.
Welcome.
Well, as you can see, in terms of population, online because of the population, let me start from the growth of schools. Because the school, local schools is a common every family will have a school in our society. And the reason is this: Nigeria is growing. It's true, humanly. Our people is growing and multiplying every day. That's why our economy is killing much more than comparable people every day. But by the growth of our people, it's multiplying us every day. Now, in terms of school and the church, what I want our people to look at is that we are growing and we want to seek the presence of the Creator. So we want to know what we did not know before. We are trying our best to multiply in terms of church and the many other things. But in the other hand, church, most of the church in our society, it's clear that multiplication of the church brings more people. Because if the church is reducing the overall within the society, people have gone because the church is multiplying every day.
Yeah, but Andy,
the people have gone.
But Andy,
because
Andy,
the church has helped people to reduce the thing within the society. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right. The line was not particularly clear, but like I said, so the churches are increasing. The buildings, I'm talking about the church buildings, they're increasing. Not only are they increasing, but the people who are attending them are also increasing. So you could have 5 or 6 churches, right? Some churches will have lesser population than the others. But in some regions, those of you who live in Port Harcourt Metropolis, on Sundays, there's some streets you go to along the road, the church numbers there, the buildings rather, they could get up to 5 or 6, and each of them will have a full complement on a good day. Not now that we have restrictions, or we are meant to have restrictions, but on a good day before the pandemic, they'll all be full, and another church will be built somewhere else, and more people will still attend. So that means we're increasing in population. Let's assume the numbers are false. Let's just assume. Joseph in Omamegbe. Good morning, Joseph.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
I like about this population discussion this morning.
Please join us, please.
Yeah. You see, population in Nigeria is a blessing to this country. It's just that we are not using this population according to our resources. We have everything. It's just that the country, the rulers and the leaders or leaders, they are, let's say, greedy, and they are not channeling everything we have according to the population. If the resources and the income, the revenue that is coming in is even channeled very well, it will match the population. The population is a blessing to us. In fact, we need more population than this. I'm telling you.
Well, but Joseph, if according to you now we're not managing the population well, why don't we get to, manage the population first, and then when things get better, people can now explode and increase in numbers, like you said. It is management of the resources. Why don't we try and manage the population first so that we can meet the resources that we have?
All right, we can still manage the population.
Okay. Oh dear. Oh. Okay. Apologies at 9.3. Oh dear. Okay. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007, and then the female caller line is 0817-923-0009. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809-030-6416. We're talking about population explosion, and we're taking comments from former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and he's stating that we need to manage our population because it's a thing of concern. The population explosion, according to him, is not being properly managed at the moment, and if not, we may have a very serious issue going forward. Now, what's the current population according to the statistics? The Worldometer metrics in front of me says we about 211 million individuals, million that time. Now, according to this same metrics I'm using in front of me, it stated that last year, at this time last year, the Nigerian population was about 206 million. But as of today, it's 211 million, meaning plus and minus the birth and the death rates, 5 million people joined us. 5, not 50,000, 5. JJ is in Rumigbo. Good morning, JJ.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome, please.
That's almost. The life expectancy here is very, will I say low, because I think they say for male is about 50 something, I think 58
yes.
or something.
Yes.
While for female is more or something, I can't get it right.
It is more for female.
It's very low. Then I think that amount for the number of youthful population that we have, because the old people will die, the average old man will die before 60. So that is one. But I think we need to manage our population very well by converting some of these things into employment and creating opportunities and so many other stuff for the young population, so that they can also take care of the old ones that are old already. You hear during Labor Day, oh, they have not paid us 80-something months pension, arrears, and all those ones. You hear them because some of them are very old, while the young ones are not working. So how do you now get production that will not take care of the old ones? I think that's what China is trying to get. But at a time, very, very soon, if they start this policy, in less than 20 years, too, they will still have a very big problem. You know why? They have technology that will put people on healthy situation, because the life expectancy there may be 80 or 90. It means the average man will die at 80 or 90. And imagine how many people that will be at that age while the young ones will be working. So at the time, they will also have a problem. So I don't know how they will conquer that one, but I think what they are trying to do right now is a very good one. Another problem that may arise, the average Nigerian now feels that he has right to 4 children, because that was what the government was preaching at the time. The Chinese now, they think that they are entitled to 1, because over time, that's what they have been preaching. Now the increment has come with some resistance. By the time they flow with this increment, then when the population gets to its maximum again, to bring it down will become issue because of the new development. Okay. So for me, I think they are trying, but they should think of how to take care of the more population that they will get at the end of the day, plus the old ones that they said are unproductive. Good one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, JJ. Daniel is calling us from Imo Gate. Oh, apologies to you, Daniel. Let's get to read messages now. 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. That's our WhatsApp number. Please, when you want to send a message, it'd be good to have your name so we can, as it were, attribute it to the sender. Get to Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, and join in the conversation. Do we need laws to control our population now, as the population explosion is very much with us? Austin says that we are good in making reference to unrealistic statistics. You don't control what you don't have planned for. Until this country can realistically create a database, we cannot and will not do anything about population control until we are ready for urban development and planning. Simeon said, Churchill. OT Peter says, I think we do need to have a population measure now. Hello, Port Harcourt, 9.3. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, please.
Am I on to Nigeria Info?
Yes, please, welcome.
Yes, my name is Prince.
Good morning, Prince.
Calling from Oji.
Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, go on, Prince. Go on, we're listening to you. Oh, dear. Apologies, Prince. Once again, please, when you call in, do well to turn down the volume of your radio set, all right, so that we can get to hear you clearly. All right. If you're just joining us this morning, just before we get to the news, our conversations on the population explosion. And the question is, do we now need laws to help manage our population in Nigeria? That's the question. Do you think, and if you don't believe that the population numbers are real or they're genuine, the question still remains. As we get to see more taxis on the road, more cars, more houses being built, it means people need a place to stay and people need something to eat. Israel is in Omagwa. Good morning, Israel. Oh dear. Apologies, Israel. 9.3, good morning. Okay, all right. Still have calls coming through, but let's get to read a few messages on the subject matter. Ranky LB says, my dear, it would have been a good idea, but trust me, it will be the highest law to be violated. As far as boys and girls, still talking about having intercourse. Even married people still take bad work as a hobby. Bed work, he says. Okay, I think that's what it means. Bed work. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your contribution. Management 3 Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Good morning. All right. Good morning, Jude.
Good
My
morning.
name is Chris.
Welcome, Chris. Welcome.
Okay, so this matter is a sensitive one because we have to strike a balance between nature and government policies. Okay, so God says, go into the world, multiply, have dominion, replenish the earth. If Adam and Eve did not obey that instruction, we won't be where we are today.
Okay.
So we can see that it's a good thing for Nigeria to have population explosion. However, there's also the issue of control. Okay, so I feel government should have some level of balance where, yes, they can take it that because we're Africans and we like to surround ourselves as children. Can have a population of, each family is entitled to having like 3 or maximum of 4. All right, with that, it will be like we're having balance. Let's not be like China that pegged it before now that it has to be 1 or something. So for me, there has to be a balance between both, having the explosion and control in place. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Prince. Okay. All right. More messages now. This one here says, hi, Jude. Good morning. For me, it's not just enough to say we should, but I think a lot of people don't understand what it means to manage anything. Big or large population, it's all about management. People who have small homes have found decent ways to manage it. People who have large homes also can manage it. I grew up with a family of 4 children, and we also had cousins staying with us. We managed properly. Our parents did their very best. We didn't lack, not that we were rich. But look at the country. Are we managing our roads? Are we managing our resources? Do we manage our students when they get to school? Look at the hostels, Jude. Look at the police. Are we managing the little that we have? If we are not, I don't think we should be adding any more to the already complex situation. Frank, with that, doesn't think that we should add any more to the already complex situation. And indeed, I agree with Frank. I don't know about you, but I think Frank does make sense. We really have a complex situation, population scattered. Whether it's in a community or the region where they have just 100,000 people or 200,000 people, whatever, 1 million as we have here in River State, ask yourself, how are these 1 million people managing the resources? Power, food, security, health care. How many of our brothers and sisters in every community in the 23 local government areas in River State, for example, have access to decent medical attention? I didn't say the best medical. I'm saying decent medical attention. So maybe all of these should factor in, as you decide to have a much larger family. I'm just saying. 017-923 as we wrap up this morning. 017-923-0002. 017-923-0003. 08179230007. Then the female caller line is 08179230009. WhatsApp and Telegram available on 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Jude, China should come and borrow our population, the way they borrow money from them. It's called trade by barter. Interesting. Thank you very much. Chris from Omamegbe, good morning. Omamegbe, I beg your pardon. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Jude.
Good morning, Chris.
I think the best way, the solution to this explosion for me is the government to, as a matter of urgency, implement this restructuring. Each state will manage their resources. That way we will be free from all these problems. But if we continue this feeding bottle method, I tell you, there is nothing we can do. Because a lot of, many governors in their state will just be lazy, waiting for the monthly allocation, which is not good and is not enough to carry all of us. But if each and every one of us begin to tap from our own area, you find out that everybody will be productive. Then at the end of the day, we'll have something to put on our table. That is my take.
Thank you very much, Chris, for speaking to us from Omamegbe. Okay, all right. Ernest here says, on our population, look, see a Nigerian man with 25,000 naira salary, marrying 4 wives, having plenty children, and keep blaming the government. I think what we need is education, and education. All right, thank you very much, Ernest. All right, Ibifiri here says, I think it's time that we not just teach people, but start to make them do the right things. No one says that you can be with multiple women, but you don't have to have multiple children. Who's going to fend for them when you leave? These children end up creating nuisance to the society. Okay. Good morning, Nigerian and Port Harcourt people. In my humble opinion, I think the government should enact laws restricting couples to a certain number of offspring. They can do this by discouraging polygamy. If the statistics is done state by state, you will believe me that the majority of the recent 4 million babies may have come from the north. Again, individually, we should advise ourselves and help our unborn children from lack. Uche Biariko. All right, thank you very much, Uche. Good morning, Jude. On the population issue, was death rate considered? Chief from Okworo. Yes, it always is. It's one of the instruments used when having these kind of conversations, talking about statistics, birth rate, death rate, age ranges. Yeah, all of those things, they're all factored into the conversation. So notice I did stay clear of family planning and all of that, but the issue is the law. Should we start to consider that to manage the population, or should we continue as we are? Everybody just keep giving birth. As someone said, the oddities of life, the balances that seem to come. Some could have 5, and some would just have 1 or 2, and that balances the equation. But does it really balance the equation? Because those who have 5 or none still need a place to eat, or a place to live rather, and food to eat, ultimately. Well, this is where we'll park our bus today on Hello Port Harcourt. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, Friday, we'll start off with Inside Rivers. We'll take a look at everything happening around the state tomorrow morning. And then we'll wrap up with Entertainment 360. We'll light up our conversations as it's Friday tomorrow. Don't forget, do stay well. Our conversations today are looking at trading, in particular, its effect on children. Was our first conversation this morning. Sad as it may be, we still know that later on today, we're going to have sons and daughters on the streets at 8 p.m. or maybe 7 o'clock or 6:30 p.m. who are trying to sell gari or something like that, or fish or whatever. It's a risk, and it's a risk that we should not, or as some say, we cannot afford to continue to take. And then we had a power update. I'd like to thank all of you for sending your message across. I did put them all in the folder, and we're going to be pushing them across to the authorities shortly. And then our final conversation, all about population. Do we need a law to control our population? Well, only time will tell. My name is Jude. Do have yourself a wonderful day. News coming up at 12 midday. And after that, we have the sunny side. A big one coming up later on tomorrow and over the weekend. It's the continuation of the Euros. Yes, who are you pitching your tent with? We saw over the past few days England defeating and dumping Germany out of the competition, and France also taking a bow. More to come, and you get all of that and all the details from the nation's #1 sports news and talk station 90.3 Nigeria Info, when the sports gang will come through at 7 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your day.